Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, and we are going to be addressing quite a bit of things happening around the SEC. But before we jump on in, I just want to ask, how's everybody's day going? How's everybody's night going? I have been trying to clean up the comments. I hope that you guys have noticed. It is a little bit of a shift that has happened so far. I mean, I've noticed on my last video that there was not as many scam comments. I'm trying to clean it up as best as possible, but YouTube does not give me an incredible, tool set to try to not only moderate things, but I really do think that YouTube needs to step up their game. It's been absolutely disgusting the last couple months, really seeing the scams and the spam comments too, just going absolutely crazy. So they really do need to do something about it. It is a big issue. I'm trying to work the best I possibly can on fixing it, but I do hope that you guys have noticed a little bit of a change. But nonetheless, let's actually talk about a much bigger scam happening, and it is on U.S. territory. So we do see, check out this review of the SEC, and it's actually an individual that left this review. They brought the ETHgate mess they're covering up to their doorstep. Give it a like so that it shows the citizens are paying attention. The more likes, the higher Google will rank it. And shout out to Utility Theory for posting this. But here is an individual leaving a review on the SEC's Google account. I am extremely disappointed with the SEC government and their handling of the ETHgate and FTX scandal. It is clear that there is deep corruption within the organization, and we needed an investigation to be conducted. It is unacceptable that billions of dollars were stolen from innocent citizens who were supposed to be protected by the very government agency that is supposed to regulate and prevent such financial crimes. The SEC government must take responsibility for their failure to properly regulate and monitor these companies, and must do everything in their power to ensure that those responsible are held accountable for their actions. Until this issue is addressed and resolved, I have lost all trust and confidence in the SEC government and their ability to protect the financial interests of the American people. I hope Hinman and Clinton get investigated from Congress for their manipulation of Ethereum free pass. And yes, I completely agree with this statement. I do think that the ETHgate scenario should 100% be investigated. I mean, like, here you guys have everything spanning back to Bill Hinman, and you can see all the expansions from there. I mean, this is a big concern. I will say this, like, at the end of the day, we know that someone was getting paid off, but also the SEC, right? Like, who did the SEC really hurt? The other day, I made a video talking about the $15 billion in damages that the SEC did, not only to Ripple, but also XRP holders. Like, this is a big concern to me. And I do think that right now, as things do stand, we need answers. We demand answers. And I hope that we do get those answers. But we all know how corruption within government entities, works. Usually this stuff gets hidden away. You never really hear about it, and it really kind of just gets swept under the rug. But let's hope that this is far too big to the point where, it does see the light of day. But also, we are starting to see a lot more articles being posted and a lot more media coverage about what the SEC is doing. From Forbes, we do see the SEC is punishing progress while rewarding confusion. And, when we really kind of look at things happening around crypto and around the SEC, we know for a fact that they are an absolute joke of an agency. I seen Gary Gensler post over on Twitter. He said, last week, the SEC Gov, we proposed 4 separate rules related to equity market structure. If adopted, these proposals would make our equity markets more efficient, competitive, and fair, including for everyday investors. And we've seen Crypto Bullet post over on Twitter 4 screenshots. The first one is from Rosalind Layton. Gensler is leading himself and the SEC into ruin. He should resign now to avoid further damage. And then again from Brad Garlinghouse, we are not only on the right side of law, but we will be on the right side of history. And then this one's a little bit of a meme, but we do see the SEC wants you to think that it cares about disclosure, transparency, and clarity. When the truth eventually comes out, the shamefulness of their behavior will shock you. And we also do see think crypto is none of your business, think again. And this is that Ripple campaign on the Wall Street Journal. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I do think that the SEC is on the wrong side of things. And I do believe that they are trying to play into the banking giants of the world, which I've talked about many times. just similar to Brad Sherman. Brad Sherman was, getting paid off by the American Bankers Association. And these are some of the higher up elites around the banking sector. So they're trying to protect their monopoly system as best as possible, and it is concerning, and it really is. If like you've been paying attention for the last 2 years, and if you've been reading everything coming out from the SEC and around the XRP community, then you should 100% realize and notice what's happening. It's so easy to tell the corruption behind this entire motive from the SEC. And we do see over here from Ripple, calling engineers with a passion for crypto. Check out our latest job opportunities. And yes, who did the SEC really hurt at the end of the day? It's just investors. Ripple has been expanding rapidly overseas through on-demand liquidity with XRP. Not only that, but their job offerings. If we go over here to their jobs at Ripple, I mean, look at the job opportunities here. They are hiring in numbers. And a lot of this, like you could see all of the major areas that they're hiring. Like first off, check out some of the areas here. So India, UAE, Ireland, UK. This is in Florida, the US. India, US, again, US, Iceland, US, Singapore, Australia, and Canada. Like first off, they're trying to hire in the big four, one, but also in many other key areas. And a lot of the areas that they're focused on, like you could see some of the departments here. What I'm looking at, right, is liquidity and things around liquidity. First off, RippleNet payments. There's a lot of hiring around engineering, senior engineering, I should say. And there's liquidity areas as well. Liquidity is a big one. RippleNet is a big, another big one. I don't really care too much about the other ones. The other ones are more so like developer positions to build out other possible use cases. But liquidity is a big one. And the thing that I say about liquidity, the reason why I talk about liquidity quite a bit when we look at the job opportunities here is because it is in it's in 3 of the big 4 countries. So like United Kingdom, United States, and even Canada. And when you look at some of these, right? So we'll just say UK, right? So what you'll do, and this is like centered on everything around not only pushing for more optimized decision making and things like that at scale, but also what they're trying to do here is bridge that massive opportunity around cross-border payments. Like here we have delivering this vision is a challenge of massive scale spanning $155 trillion in annual cross-border payments or fiat payments and the $1.5 trillion market of digital assets that has grown 10x in the last year. So what they are trying to do is they are going after that key area of major traditional financial entities like banks, payment providers, and corporations, and they want to connect these major entities with these huge use cases. So when we look at their liquidity platform, it's going to be key in enabling this major move towards that $155 trillion market, which I believe they will not only corner, but they will also be a big leader in it. So it's very exciting. It's very, very exciting to see things like this come to light. I love to see Ripple hiring in mass numbers. And not only that, they're hiring in mass numbers at a crucial time in this market. And we've just recently seen Ripple also expand rapidly through the XRP ledger. I mean, they literally have a $250 million NFT creator fund. Like we're seeing so much from Ripple's side, not only in expansions around, job offerings that are going to boost, and I say boost, liquidity-driven use cases that are already built out on RippleNet, because this is through RippleNet. Like this is liquidity opportunities, and there's so much of them on here. There's so many big areas where they are hiring, and it's very interesting that nobody's really paying attention to that right now. Everyone's always kind of centered on what the big news is, and right now the big news has for the last couple weeks been SBF with FTX. But when we really kind of look at what Ripple has been doing, they've been expanding rapidly. They've been making a ton of noise, and it's only a matter of time until this SEC lawsuit is behind us, and then we can look forward on into the next major innovation, which will be, Ripple expanding through on-demand liquidity in scale. And it's going to be exciting to watch that happen. We're also going to see a lot more moves after the fact. We're probably going to see XRP getting relisted. We're probably going to see, US-based companies moving back over to Ripple's side and repartnering with them. In fact, recently we just seen MoneyGram. So there was an article posted on Cision. This is PR Newswire. So it's interesting because we've been addressing MoneyGram for a while. A lot of people thought that when MoneyGram went over to Stellar and had a partnership with them through USDC, everyone was like, okay, well, goodbye Ripple, goodbye XRP. Like, nobody cares about you guys, right? But no, this was an article that I got posted on December 20th, and it was MoneyGram launches MoneyGram Online, MGO website in Brazil. And we do see from Sahol Bidic over on Twitter, MoneyGram launches MoneyGram Online in Brazil via Fente Corretora, I hope that I'm saying that name right, developed in partnership with Ripple. They are partnered with Travelex, Ripple's major XRP on-demand liquidity partner bank in Brazil. MoneyGram/Ripple did say committed to revisiting our relationship on the future. And this is very, very interesting. And yeah, if you guys do want to go read this article, you guys are more than welcome to. But it's funny because nobody realizes what's actually happening. Like, a lot of these companies did go on a pause. They didn't, they tried to, I mean, they're still under contract, technically speaking, but very similar to Bank of America, they're just waiting on the sidelines. They're just waiting on the sidelines to re-partner with Ripple and utilize their product because their product is superior than anything else out there. And we do see a few things. So MoneyGram already has a leading presence in Brazil with over 1,000 retail locations throughout the country that have enabled consumers to send money abroad for the past 25 years. The company is committed to continuing to meet ever-changing consumer needs, and as demand has increasingly shifted online, MoneyGram now enables consumers in Brazil to send money on the go or from the comfort of their own homes. And this is centered on remittances, and we know remittances are the big crucial area to focus on. This is interesting. This definitely is interesting. A lot of connections to Ripple through this. Are they going to be working with Ripple this entire way? We have no idea, but I will say this. I would not doubt that there is a partnership on the back end that has kind of been put to sleep with Ripple and MoneyGram until further notice around the SEC lawsuit, very similar to what Bank of America said, with how they are waiting for the lawsuit to end, to have regulatory clarity to use on-demand liquidity yet again, because again, it puts them into that competitive advantage area where other major banking entities and banking giants are saying, okay, well, we need to utilize this technology as well to stay in this competitive range of motion. And, where could we start? When can we start? They're going to rush to it. They're going to rush to it. And it all starts with getting out of this SEC lawsuit. I know that we've been waiting forever for it to end. I do think that 2023 is the year. I think that we are very close, and we are coming down the wire in 2022. I can't even believe that this year is almost over. It came and went like nothing. So let's see what 2023 has to really hold for us. I think that's going to be an exciting year. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.